Hello, fellow citizens. It has been a great day to be alive in the verse. Like many of you, I spent day one of CitizenCon 2954 watching each of the sessions with friends and community members. And I had some high expectations for the weekend as a whole, especially for day one. And I have to say that most of my expectations were not only met, but largely exceeded by what CIG showed us. And you can bet over the coming weeks, I will be doing more videos diving deeper into a lot of the things that we learned, that we got confirmed, that maybe we missed, didn't get to see, although there weren't a lot of things missing that I expected to see, so that's good news. And why I believe that 2025 will be the most impactful and important year yet for CIG and those of us that make up the player base. So we're going to dive in, we're going to talk about it, but first, hey, listen, if you enjoy the video, please make sure you do the thing with the like and subscribe buttons so you don't miss the videos in the future because there are more coming. With that done, let's get stuck in and discuss my top 3 day one surprises from CitizenCon 2954. All right, so we're going to start off Star Engine, Genesis, Let's Build a Planet. Now, over the last year, people have been really talking about the demo of the new Star Engine that CIG demoed last year, right, at 2953. It was impressive, and it should come as no surprise that essentially we would be getting quite a number of updates this year. However, there were surprises to be had, at least from my perspective, I didn't expect in the Star Engine presentation. So let's talk about those. We're going to jump right into it. First thing we're going to say here is the first thing is it's rendering, right? So we know part of this is going to be we need to be able to render. There's been discussions about exploration, literally rendering things sort of on the fly that become permanent in verse. I don't know if that's still a thing. But with the scale at which we have to build things in this game, CIG has to build things in this game. The tool set and the automation really has to be in place, and that's what this is doing. Wow, was it impressive. So this first tool, or I should say set of tools, is called Genesis. It's within the Star Engine, game engine, I should say. And it does a few things, or at least they showed off a few things that were surprising to me. The first thing, the terrain is going to be rendered, not just rendered quickly and efficiently, but it's actually rendering the substrate, the bedrock, the soil, and these things will actually be important to the flora and fauna that grow there and live there. And I guess maybe that's not a huge surprise, but what is like there's something of a surprise there, but how it integrates with everything else. The biomes and the microbiomes that are going to be in place will also be controlled by competition for that soil. So trees, you'll see large trees clumped together. You probably won't see much undergrowth. You won't see trees too close together than would be realistic due to that competition as well amongst themselves. What else? So terrain will be far more efficiently rendered, sure, but it's also going to be denser. When you look at this video, you see how dense some of the forests we have now in the current technology. They're going to be far, far denser. And I mean really, really dense. Rendering faster, rendering more efficiently without, and this is the cool thing, without popping. We see this across all kinds of games where you see distant to control, performance, scalability, at long vision distances, things like that. You'll get some popping. They always find that balance. There's not going to be any popping. And that's going to be fantastic. It's going to add more to the immersion. The fact that the trees and the plants and the animals will tie in to the soil, including the actual pH balance of the soil, will dictate what grows there, what can grow there. I mean, that's absolutely just mind-blowing that we're talking about that already, when I certainly didn't expect it at this point. Maybe that's something way down the road, but I was not expecting that. That was a huge surprise. The next thing we're going to talk about is clustering. Okay, So another new tool, Starchitect. Okay. Well, I say new tool, but some of these tools have been in development for a while. But the point is, Starchitect, this is allowing CIG to build exploration-focused, narrative locations, structures, buildings, biomes, yes, but also just areas where people will live, and the people that live there make sense for the area quickly and at large scale. Now, this, at the moment I saw clustering, when you see that clusters can be nested within clusters, it blew me away. This is obviously a map back is going to map back and play with the server meshing. This is going to allow them to scale planets with large numbers of people, large numbers of NPCs, large numbers of ships, etc. And wow, I literally, like, this was a huzzah moment for me when I saw this. I was so impressed. I was very surprised. It's not, again, this isn't something that, wow, that doesn't make any sense at all. No, I guess it does, but I wasn't expecting to see this yet, considering we're still getting server meshing, rolling. Now, I'm happy with where we're getting with that, but this is going to work with server meshing. It has to. And this is what's going to allow us to have these environments that are going to be available for exploration that somebody else hasn't explored yet. So this is going to be great for player narrative content. It's going to be great for exploration. It's going to be great for performance. It's fantastic. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, the last thing we're going to talk about from the perspective of the environment within Star Engine that I was shocked. I mean, I don't know. I think it was a shock for everyone. Pun intended. Lightning and weather-based damage. They're already talking about that. Again, it's not necessarily a system you wouldn't expect in a game eventually, but now we're already seeing this now. Oh, that blew my mind. I was not expecting it. I didn't expect to see that. And I was really impressed with not only the fact that it was there, but what it looked like. It was really cool. We see the lightning in game itself was really impressive. And then to actually see damage at the station where the tower gets hit and you see damage there, being taken at the little base there, I shouldn't say station. And then as the ships depart, one of the ships is completely just clobbered, taken out. And the other one stays flying, the one you're in, but it takes a hit and the screen's almost EMP-like reaction, right? Because of the power, the power that gets hit to it. Thankfully, we recover and we exit through the clouds, fly above them, and see this beautiful exit, which, again, more examples of that engine. But, it was epic. It was fantastic. It was a really nice surprise. I thought it was great. That's something that's going to draw me in. And it's going to be something else. By the way, one more thing you need to think about now. When we go do bunkers, or maybe even more so, when we go to distribution centers, we usually fly in with like a Carrack and an A2. We're bringing a couple of nurses. We're bringing a couple of CARs. And we'll either roll in, or maybe we'll fly in a CAR, try to get under the turrets to get into the distribution center and try to park in really close. But that's our decision to do so. We roll in with our nurses, or fly in, like I said. But we don't have to do that. We could go in and take out those turrets. Now with the weather, boy, howdy, if we've got a lightning storm above the distribution center and the wind is blowing and the lightning is dropping, you may not have any other choice but to load up into rolling vehicles and drive in. You park outside the storm and you drive in. Otherwise, you're going to get struck down. So it just adds more layers. It's the onion of things that make you want to come back. It's not just the boring same old, same old. So yeah, all of these things, fantastic. Lots of surprises here within Star Engine alone. This was a big section for me, a great way to start the con and the morning. All right, next, probably, well, it's hard to pick a top thing I was looking for, but it really was, especially as CEO of Dreadnought Industries, my organization. I have been dying, as many of you have, to get organization tools in-game. And at the very least, when I saw the description of this session, when I saw we were going to be talking about comms, when I saw we were going to be talking about party management, and when I saw that we were going to be talking about orgs, I was thrilled. And I expected org tags on the name. Okay, yeah, I expected that. I expected maybe an org screen that would at least let you see your org player list, maybe allow you to accept or send organization invitations from in-game, but that's about it. I wasn't expecting a lot. Really wasn't. And I would have been at least thankful that we got that, because it has been so quiet for so long. No way, dude. We got way more than that. Listen, let's start off with the organization changes. The complete lack right now is painful when you're trying to recruit, in my mind. But we have a whole new app in the mobiGlas where we have a recruitment tab where you can go and you can check out basically what you see in the organization site on Spectrum, where you can search and you can filter and you can find an organization that meets your needs. It also allows us to see how our organization is being represented to prospective applicants to the org. So that's great. It's a great tab. It's got some filtering. It looks like it's going to be really nice. But then we get to the summary tab, which is even better. We see things. And again, this is all MMO normal stuff. They said, yes, we know we're not going to do anything revolutionary yet. We're just trying to get to MMO level. And that's what they're doing here. With a summary tab inside the organization app, you see org announcements, org events log, org events calendar. You can see which org you're representing, because in Star Citizen, you actually can roll with multiple orgs. You can belong to multiple orgs. You can choose which one you're currently representing, though. You must choose one. And we're going to come back to this because that has more impacts than just what your name tag says. Org tags, as I said, that's going to be something on your player tag, on your player nameplate, on your ship nameplate, etc. Getting a little deeper, we see that the org now has a loyalty system. So if you do things for the org, you'll gain loyalty points for that organization. And that's going to help you unlock more things for your own character to do from the perspective of belonging to that org. That's fantastic. That blew me away. I was like, wow, that's great. That's fantastic. But what are we doing? Well, okay, organizations are going to be able to align with a new NPC guild system. So we're going to have NPC guilds out there. And when the leaders of the organization aligned with some of the NPC guilds, if you go do missions for those NPC guilds, you're helping the organization you belong to, and thus helping the organization level goes up with its rep with the NPC guild. You get the point. It's many layers. Ogres have layers. Organizations have layers. That's what I'm saying. I was blown away. Again, it's not like this is groundbreaking, but I was not expecting it at this CitizenCon. I mean, maybe next year, maybe the year after even. To be quite frank with you, we have so much work left to do in CitizenCon. This gives me a whole lot of good feelings about that. So that's the summary tab. All right, let's come back for you that are leadership in the organizations. There's a members tab. You can manage your members, keep your notes, rank of the members, because you've got ranks. There's permissions. Now, they didn't discuss this in detail, but they did show it, and they said more will be said later. And they even teased permissions at for org storage, which is great. Nothing was said about ship sharing. So if an organization owns ships itself, are we able to divvy those out for people to use? Nothing was said about that. That was a little sad. But whatever. Everything at this point is gravy for me. We are going to get alliances. Again, I'm thinking this is 2 or 3 years down. This is at least a year, maybe 2 years down the road before we start seeing alliances. The alliances could have been a post 1.0 thing, believe it or not, in my mind. I'm not saying it should be, but it wouldn't have been a complete surprise to me if that were the case. But no, we're getting alliances. We're going to have rivals. We're going to have alliance chat. That comes into the comms piece, and we'll talk more about comms in a moment. We're going to be able to tell who's who out in the verse. Today we have white if you're neutral, blue if you're a party member, dark green is basically going to be your organization members, light green is going to be alliance members. This is their nameplate, by the way. Red will be your rivals, or aka kill list, that you can kill legally. So that says to me, aha, this means this person is in another organization or another alliance that your organization or alliance is currently in a sanctioned war with. That's what I'm reading out of that. So if you're in a war that has been sanctioned as okay, then you can attack and kill that player any old where you want without any worry about UEE coming in to ruin the party. Now that's red. Orange is basically the same thing. It's somebody who you have that you consider a rival, or they're on your kill list, but they're not legal to attack. So maybe you've added them to your personal kill list, but you don't have, your organization doesn't have a sanctioned war against them. This is some speculation on my part, but that's how I would assume something along those lines would work. So that's the bulk of the screens in organization. I could sit here and talk to you about this for probably hours. And the last little thing they teasing was actually having org liveries on ships, on clothing, on gear, on bases. Yes, please. I want some more of that. So that was organizations. That is probably my golly, behind server meshing and performance of getting rid of desync. That is probably my number 2 item that I wanted to see come out of this CitizenCon, and I'm a happy camper. I am hopeful that that's a 2025 item, if not sooner. It looked like many of the screens were actually functional, I think, although we'll have to see. All right, next is depth of comms, makeover changes. These are going to be some small hits. This is really not really a bunch of big surprises. It's just a few little surprises. It mostly centers around quality of life. We're going to have comms a little bit, more, a little cleaner. We're also going to be and this is the nice thing for me, is we're going to see party calls. Okay, great. If you don't want to use Discord, or if there's reasons to not use Discord occasionally, you can have a party call. You can have VIP friends now, so you can mark somebody as VIP. You can drop notes on your friends. These are all nice little surprises, but another little surprise here, and it seems small, but it's a quality of life improvement. We're going to have slash commands in chat and text chat, and I'm very happy about that. So you can slash command to DM or slash command to your party, and we're also going to have links to items or star nav points or to other player profiles. So I'm really looking forward to that. Those are neat little surprises that they were kind of surprises, right? I think as a whole, the whole session itself to me was the big surprise, but it's in the aggregate. What we got out of it was more than I expected from the social session. And the last thing we'll talk about is the party/group management. So while the comms makeover, like I said, was kind of small changes here and there, the rest of the changes around party management missions were, they were kind of bigger. They were actually a nice surprise too. Party details such as member general location, their ship general location, where they are in the ship, the seat, their current status. Are they injured? Are they dead? All that's going to be at a glance of the thing that you can see as the party leader. So party leaders are going to be given a lot more power, a lot more information to make decisions with. Is probably a better way to do it. We're also going to have streamer mode. That's fantastic for those of us that are streaming. Party Finder. We're actually going to have looking for group, where you can build out a party that has a mission that you've chosen, and you're looking for X number of people, and I need this many gunners and maybe this many box slingers in the back of my reclaimer. I don't know. That's what it seemed to look like and indicate. And then when you're looking for a group, you'll be able to see how many people they already have in the party, how many they need, how many are pending. So that is just fantastic to me. It's not all huge surprises, but it was a lot of small surprises. And then the amount of organization changes was a big surprise to me. I did not expect to see that much with as little. I don't want to say with as little love, but as little love in reality that organizations have seen in game due to other priority items. I didn't expect big things. We got big things. I love it. It's awesome. On to the next thing. All right, here we go. Monster hunting in Star Citizen. All right, let's wrap this up. This video is already far too long. I know, I talk a lot. Whatever, this is fun. Just enjoy this with me. This is awesome. Let's wrap this up. The last thing we're going to talk about is monster hunting, which that was a surprise. Not necessarily that we were monster hunting, but what we're going to hunt. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow citizens, those who have yet to become citizens, organization or larger groups, parties are going to be required to hunt the animal that we will be hunting. In fact, you'll need multiple vehicle types, most likely. You'll need people maybe on foot with railguns. You'll need vehicles with guns that can make noise. You'll need probably something flying around that can shoot things too. Because we're hunting something that is going to come from below the ground. We're hunting what they're calling the mighty apex, Valakar, in Star Citizen. And once you see it, if you're a sci-fi, even slightly a sci-fi geek, you'll know that this is once again Star Citizen, CIG, paying homage to yet another stalwart sci-fi series, sci-fi IP. The Valakar is Dune's Shai-Hulud. That's right. It is a sandworm. It is a giant sandworm. And it's going to be smacking you around if you're in a car, if you're in some sort of a vehicle, if you're on foot. And if you're in the air, don't think you're safe either, because it literally has a shotgun for a mouth spitting boulders, and it will take you down. That is some insane ballistics. Boulders instead of bullets. And it's tough. It's going to be, and I really hope it's hard. It's going to be a very difficult monster to take out, but I'm looking forward to it. When you do take it out, by the way, there is a bunch of things that are going to be harvestable off of it, that is going to be, critical for crafting items. And crafting is a whole nother ball of wax. That's day 2, and we'll be talking about that, I'm sure. But this, to me, was just the perfect last little surprise for me to throw in here, because it's not necessarily something that's required for the game. It's not. I just didn't expect it, and I love that it's here, and I love that it's Shai-Hulud as a Dune fan. And I love the fact that Star Citizen, CIG, will go in and just make these little nods to even during day 1, during the first session, they made a couple of nods to Star Wars. It was great. I loved it. It was wonderful. All right. Enough. All right. I'm just gonna keep going. I was so impressed with day 1. I was so happy about day 1. I struggled to find my personal top three surprises of the day. I could go on. I could mention my feelings of Squadron 42, which have gone from, yeah, I'm interested, that's cool, but I want to play Star Citizen, to Star Citizen is going to be like my lifelong game type of thing, like the people that have been playing WoW for 20 plus years or whatever. But I really, really am looking forward to playing Squadron 42 now. I think that was fantastic. Plenty of other surprises that I wasn't expecting. Either I wasn't expecting at all, or more often I wasn't expecting as much or as deep as we got. This was deeper than I expected in these areas of surprises. So anyway, that's it. That's all I'm going to say about this. I hope I covered some stuff for you guys. I hope maybe you guys are saying the same thing. If you had some surprises, if you agree with me, what do you think? Did you have some truly surprises, like things that were like, I didn't expect that, or you were huzzah and shouting from the rooftops? So let me know. We're going to say one last time, thank you again for listening. If you enjoyed the video, there's more coming. New YouTube channel. We're also streaming over on Twitch. Make sure you check my Twitch links down below. The button that does the subscribing of channel bell icon liking thing, if you did any of that stuff or you liked it, whatever, do that stuff. And I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up. I do want to call one shout out to one of the early fans of the channel here, Toby. If you're out there, this shout out's for you. Good friend of the channel, Aquatic. That's his son, and he is enthusiastic when he heard I was starting up the channel. So Toby, thank you so much for the support. You are fantastic. I hope you enjoy the videos we're making here in the future. But with that, I will let it go. Take care of yourself and each other. We'll see you in the next one. Day 2. Day 2's coming, and we'll have a video for it.